Welcome to Gartner ThinkCast. I'm Karen Stokes-Lockhart. We started off this year talking about how to pace yourself in the AI races as a follow-up on the Gartner IT Symposium Expo Opening Keynote. Today, as we hit the start of Q3, we're diving back in as a reminder to help you keep in mind where your organization stands and what to keep pursuing in the second half of the year. We'll once again hear from Mesaglio and LeHong with more insights from their opening keynote as they expand on the AI tech sandwich, the 3 AI outcomes that matter, and how to make sure you're still setting the pace that's right for you in the AI races. Now, here's Mary and Hung.
Let's go back to the data, the so-called bread in our tech sandwich. The key thing here is that you won't bring the data to AI. AI will go to the data.
To help crystallize this in the real world, let's look at an example. Imagine you were rear-ended on the highway. This actually happened to a colleague of ours last year. His bumper was smashed. What's the first thing he did? Well, I'm on stage, so I can't tell you, but the second thing he did was call his insurance company. He described the accident over the phone. He took pictures and video. If it were more severe, there would have been a police report. Insurance companies deal with this all the time. Let's look at the journey of Allstate. Zulfi Javanji, the EVP and CIO at Allstate Technology Solutions, says that Allstate used to take all of this data and move it, clean it, tag it, and structure it. It formed the basis for the machine learning models that properly use this data to classify the accident so they could issue your claim check. Now, Zulfi talks about leaving the data in its place at the source. Allstate points their GenAI to the location of those recordings, the pictures, and the accident data. GenAI interprets this raw data and combines it with structured policy data to classify the accident. And to ensure more precision, employees also get involved. They literally ask this collection of data questions, just like they might be talking to you about the accident, except they're asking, hey, video, how much damage is there to the car? Hey, police report, are there any injuries? Hey, photo, did the airbags deploy? To get the insight they need, Allstate lets the unstructured data sit where it is and uses GenAI to interpret it and combines it with structured data. I don't want to leave you with the impression that there is no work to manage your data. The work of data preparation still remains, but GenAI triggers a fundamentally different data paradigm with new tools to find the value in your unstructured data. This is the future for those of you willing and able to invest in new data management practices.
This data environment is starting to look more manageable, right? But we haven't addressed the big, hairy question, which is, how are you going to ensure safe, reliable AI outcomes from all of this? This is a real problem because GenAI foundation models are currently incredibly powerful and incredibly immature. The foundation models are actually like teenagers. Don't get me wrong, I have a teenager myself, and I adore her, at least most of the time. But we know that teenagers are moody, which means they might behave, or they might not. They're not totally reliable yet. They might play ball and give us the right answer, or they might throw a fit and just make stuff up. It's like your favorite foundation model is a teenager driving a Ferrari. Would you let your teenager drive a Ferrari? I certainly would not. But that's where we are with GenAI right now. This is because today, in the AI outcomes race, we're pointing teenager technologies at grown-up problems. The key to solving this is trust. Trust is a currency that we undervalue. And in an AI everywhere world, most of us don't have enough of it. Don't become AI rich and trust poor.
The pace you're going at determines how you tackle this problem. AI steady organizations bringing governance practices to do this. How? By creating 3 things: a responsible AI team to ensure AI safety, a central committee to manage that demand, and communities of practice to share the know-how. Now, this just about works if you have a small number of AI initiatives. In 2023, the average number of AI proofs of concept was 36. And on average, only 4 of them made it to actual implementation. How many do you have? A good rule of thumb is that if you have 10 or fewer AI initiatives, your pace is AI steady. Your governance practices, combined with human in the loop, will make AI safer, at least for now. Because with fewer than 10 AI initiatives, those practices are just enough to keep up. But if you have more than 10 AI initiatives, and I know some of you out there have way more than 10, you have to move at an AI accelerated pace. At this pace, your trust practices, the governance and committees, aren't enough for the scope of your ambition. You need a way to programmatically enforce at scale and at speed your practices. And you can't just use humans to do this. Committees aren't designed to make real-time decisions. And we humans, we're not reliable enough. In 2023, 29% of organizations reported having an AI privacy or security incident, and 62% of them reported data compromised by internal parties. So if you're AI accelerated, you can't exclusively use governance practices to ensure trust. You will have to use technology.
Enter TRiSM, Trust, Risk, and Security Management Technologies. We know it's another acronym, but hear us out. The thing is that just because you wrote something down in an AI policy doesn't make it true or enforced. There are technologies that can help with this, and they go way beyond the security management tools that tend to lock everything down. Think of them as your guardian agents. Guardian agents can be gatekeepers that make sure that your sales forecast doesn't get out, or any other enterprise data for that matter. They can also be output filters, filtering out violent language and swear words, or straight up hallucinations. Like when someone tried to trick an AI model by asking it, "How many rocks should I eat?" And the AI model responded with, "According to geologists at UC Berkeley, you should eat at least one small rock per day." And that's not all. The AI response goes on to say, "Rocks are a vital source of vitamins and minerals important for your digestive health." In this case, it looks like the model drew from a joke that was on the internet, which TRiSM technologies could have filtered out.
The key here is that these TRiSM technologies, they work in real time, 24/7, to enforce what you stated in your AI policies. Every piece of AI, no matter where it came from in the enterprise, has to go through this layer of TRiSM technologies. What makes AI scalable is that these checks are done by technology and not just humans. Now, the great news is that you can explore some of these TRiSM technologies here today. The market is moving very, very fast, propelled by the tech vendor race, and will eventually be very sophisticated. We're already seeing situations where AI is monitoring AI.
Here's a real-world example. Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, a US government lab focused on innovation, has already started using a guardian agent. Brian Abramson, the chief digital officer, explained to us that they've created an AI agent trained to be a research assistant. When other AIs generate research content, this guardian agent checks every footnote for accuracy, appropriateness, and compliance. Whether it's policies or filters or guardian agents, these TRiSM technologies are the final ingredient in the tech sandwich. This is the ingredient that makes AI safe, no matter where it comes from.
So what kind of tech sandwich would work for your organization? Let's take a look. The average enterprise will get their AI from 3 sources. 22% from packaged BYO AI, 43% from AI embedded in the software you already run, and 35% of AI will be built instead of bought. But you may not be average, and that's a good thing. What matters is that you customize your tech sandwich according to what you need and what you want. We want to give you some guidance here, so let's bring up some archetypes that'll help.
If you're a mid-sized enterprise, you don't have the luxury of big AI teams, so you'll rely on packaged and embedded AI. Your AI will come from software upgrades and add-ons, and the departments will bring their own. You'll create a vendor-packaged sandwich with a little helping of trust technologies just to keep your vendors honest.
If you're in the public sector, the trust and well-being of your citizens are what matters most. you'll want to focus heavily on TRiSM technologies. You'll limit the amount of BYO AI, and you'll spend less time and rely more heavily on centralized data. So you'll order the TRiSM rich sandwich from the menu. If you're in highly regulated industries, you'll likely opt for that sandwich too.
The largest enterprises will want everything in their tech sandwich. If that's you, you'll want to build AI using your data science and engineering teams. You'll be choosy about what AI you activate when it comes embedded in your software. You'll work with departments who want to bring their own AI, and you'll leverage all kinds of data from everywhere, the way Allstate does. In other words, you'll build the deluxe sandwich.
So to recap the tech outcomes, AI is coming from everywhere, and so is data, which means that you need a tech sandwich, not a tech stack. As CIO, your job is to design a sandwich that can handle the messiness of AI, but still keeps you open to opportunities. For AI-steady organizations, that's 10 or fewer initiatives, you will govern your tech sandwich using human teams and committees. For AI-accelerated organizations, you will add TRiSM technologies, a set of technologies designed to create trust, monitor risk, and manage security for safe AI at scale.
Now, there's one more outcome that not enough people are thinking about: the behavioral outcomes. Last year, we stood on this stage and showed how in the age of AI, machines are going from being our tools to becoming our teammates. When machines were primarily our tools, I might really, really love, say, using my coffee machine, but it's not like I want to marry it. And I'm not afraid it's going to take my job. As machines become our teammates, humans are falling in love with AI, feeling beholden to AI, feeling threatened by AI, feeling jealous of other humans that get to use AI. In other words, if this was the spectrum of emotions that a typical human might experience for their coffee machine, this is the spectrum of emotions that a human might experience in response to AI. As an example, remember Mbula and Frank in the government call center? Remember how Mbula was hired right out of school, but was up and running really quickly because of AI? In 6 months, Mbula, her metrics showed that she was as good as Frank, who'd been there for 5 years. This is called experience compression, and it's one of GenAI's superpowers. From a business perspective, it's awesome. From a behavioral perspective, it's problematic. How does Frank feel about Mbula performing at the same level as him after only 6 months? Your change management program is likely not designed to account for the full spectrum of behavioral responses to AI. Only 20% of CIOs said that their enterprise is focused on mitigating potential negative impacts on employee well-being.
Here's what Vizient did. As the largest member-owned healthcare services company in the US, Vizient's ambition is to be an AI-first organization. They know that they need to bring their employees to come on the AI journey. So they went out and they asked employees how their tasks, role, and lives were impacted by AI. Consider Sam, a Vizient software engineer. Sam's work is augmented by using GitHub Copilot. Vizient asked Sam how this might affect his tasks, his role, his work-life balance. He saw that his tasks would shift to be more about problem solving and quality control than actually writing code. Sam realized that his role shifted from coder to enhancer. Is that a job that he wants? Does he have the skills for that? What we're stressing here is that this is more than just traditional change management. To get real AI adoption, collaborate with your employees, involve them, ask them. Be as intentional about your behavior outcomes as you are with your business and your technology outcomes. You can start managing these behavioral concerns today. If you're going at an AI steady pace, focus on the internal employee behaviors, the ones you're optimizing for and the ones you want to avoid.
For AI-accelerated organizations, your ambitions might lead you into AI situations that are just odd. To provoke you a little, consider what happens when we have AI agents acting on our behalf. Remember those guardian agents we mentioned? They're part of something called Agentic AI. Agentic AI is a fancy way of saying that AI is going to start taking action for you. AI won't stop at summarizing information and presenting it to you. It'll act on it. Agents won't just remind you you have a meeting, they'll attend it for you. This is a very big shift. Consider agentic AI applied to dating. Depending on how you feel about dating, first dates can feel like a little bit of a slog. You know when you're 5 minutes into it and you already know it's not going to work, but you have to sit there and endure it anyway? What if AI could date for you? Whitney Wolfe Herd, the founder of Bumble, a dating app, imagines a future in which everyone has an AI dating agent. So your AI agent dates like 600 other AI agents, filters out the undesirables, generates a short list for you, and you take it from there. If you're wondering how dating could possibly be relevant for your organization, which you might be, just substitute first date with first interview. Just like the date, in the first 5 minutes, you know it's not going to work, but you have to sit there through the interview the whole time. This agent-based interviewing is actually already happening in Japan. Candidate agents are being interviewed by recruiter agents with the help of technology company Alt. The point is that agents that take actions and decisions on our behalf can lead to all sorts of interesting new scenarios for us humans. The action for AI-accelerated organizations is to augment your change management approach with experts on human behavior.
There's another really big behavioral shift happening. AI is hardening the soft sciences. AI can now trigger and measure emotions like empathy, anger, trust, frustration. A few AI startups are working to bring these concepts to market. Here's an example of an AI solution that's not in production yet, but is intentionally designed to trigger positive emotion. Some hospitals are trialing virtual AI agents from a company called Hippocratic AI, based in Palo Alto, California. These AI agents call patients to help them get ready for their upcoming operation, or will follow up after their visit. These hospitals can choose the tone for the AI agents. Sometimes that tone needs to be direct, like reminding you that you need to take your medicine. Other times, it needs to be engaging, like when it's checking up on you while you're recovering. The AI agents are rated for the feelings that they evoke. Did you feel listened to? Did you feel comfortable confiding in the agent?
Hold on a second. That's an AI chatbot that Hung's talking about. Think about all the kinds of metrics you use to evaluate your citizen-facing technologies today. Customer satisfaction? Customer effort score? That's it? Get ready for a whole new world of emotion scores. The guesswork of human behavior is no longer guesswork. Psychology becomes statistics. And the race to turn human insights into business value just keeps advancing. What does that mean for us? It means that we will have to be as rigorous about introducing humanity as we are about introducing technology. For some situations, we will be actively dialing up the humanity, even if it's messier and less accurate. It also means that inside your organizations, you don't just need machine experts. You need human experts. If you're AI accelerated, do you have a behavioral scientist on the payroll, or an ethicist, or a neuroscientist, or a social psychologist? We can't stress enough how important it will be to manage behavioral outcomes with the same rigor as you do technology and business outcomes.
To recap, prepare for a lot more emotional responses to AI. Analyze how AI affects your employees' tasks, roles, and lives. That means co-creating with the employee experience. If you are AI accelerated, think about hiring behavioral experts and how to experiment with AI agents in 2025.
Let's bring it all together. There are two races going on in AI. One run by the vendors, and they're going all out. The other run by you. We spent most of this keynote talking about this race, your race. Remember that you set the pace here. Most of you are already going at an AI steady pace, and that's great.
You know you're going at an AI steady pace if your industry isn't being reinvented by AI yet, your ambition is modest, and your number of AI initiatives is at or below 10.
On the other hand, you know your pace is AI accelerated if your industry is being reinvented by AI, your ambition is to be AI first, and your number of AI initiatives is above 10.
So here's your action plan for 2025. We're going to give you everything, but you remember, you don't have to do everything all at once. For those of you planning to go at an AI steady pace, seek employee productivity as your main benefit, understand your AI bill, and lean on those vendors to help you build your tech sandwich. Keep relying on those AI governance teams. It's the main trust mechanism. And for behavior outcomes, rely on change management adapted for AI.
For those of you planning to go at an AI accelerated pace in 2025, start with everything in the AI steady pace, but go for more. Seek AI benefits beyond productivity, like better public outcomes or revenue generation. On the cost side, do more than cost transparency. Do real-time cost monitoring, like a lot of you already do with cloud costs. Make a custom tech sandwich and bring in TRiSM technologies to mechanize and enforce those AI policies. And for behavior outcomes, experiment more with Agentic AI in 2025. That's when you'll really need those human behavior experts.
Remember that everyone talks about the hype at the peak of the hype cycle, but not enough people realize that there's negative hype at the bottom of the hype cycle too, when you're in the trough. Set aside all that hype and just focus on your pace. AI steady, AI accelerated, choose the one that's right for you. Run your own race.
AI is here, and you're ready for it. Your opportunity is to lead today and shape tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to this latest episode of ThinkCast. That was Gartner Distinguished VP Analysts Mary Mesaglio and LeHong. To hear expert insights and guidance like this live, follow the link in the notes to register for this fall's Gartner IT Symposium Expo. ThinkCast will be back wherever you listen to podcasts a week from today. In the meantime, please rate, review, subscribe, and share with a colleague so neither of you will miss it.
ThinkCast is a production of Gartner. This podcast may not be reproduced or distributed in any form without Gartner's permission. It consists of the opinions of Gartner's research organization, which should not be construed as statements of fact. Content provided by other speakers is expressly the views of the speaker and/or their organization. While the information contained in this podcast has been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, Gartner disclaims all warranties as to the accuracy, completeness, or adequacy of such information. Although Gartner research may address legal and financial issues, Gartner does not provide legal or investment advice, and its research should not be construed or used as such.